Today I teach you legal language and legal writing, including general English. Today I taught you pressy writing. What is pressy? Define pressy. How can we write it? What is the process of pressy writing? Pressy writing. We admire a person who has the ability to make a brief summaries to a lawyer. This skill is presenting the main ideas without sacrificing the spirit and also not getting entwined in the ideas themselves. Spirit is extremely important. The importance of pressy writing in English cannot be neglected. In government offices or commercial establishment, it is very essential to have the ability to make a pressy. We will now try to find out ways and means by which we can tackle a passage for making a pressy. It may be mentioned now that unless otherwise required, a pressy is generally 1/3 of the original passage. For this purpose, the students should read the passage given in question paper as many times as necessary. It is a painful fact, however, the students generally do not read the passage thoroughly well. They probably think that the time spent for this kind of reading is not well spent. It is not so. It will certainly reflect on the quality of the pressy prepared. If we have not read the passage thoroughly and find out the central idea and the auxiliary ideas before we start writing the pressy, it is that the pressy will be found wanting in uniformity. Method to prepare a pressy. Number 1. Read the given passage repeatedly at least 4 and 5 times and then underline the salient point given. Where possible, try shortening single sentences and summarize the group of sentences into one sentence. Example: it is with greatest possible regret that I write to let you know that I am unfortunately unable to accept your very kind invitation. I deeply regret my inability to accept your kind invitation. Number 3. Drop all the decorative details which are not related directly or which do not affect the subject. Replace the phrases and long expressions by single word where possible. Example: one had one of the most valuable qualities of a historian. He was able to look at both sides and judge them fairly. He was an objective historian. Give your own words wherever possible, but do not introduce your own idea. Always stick on the number of the words required is asked, and if one no word limit is given, then reduce the paragraph into 1/3 of the original. Number 7. Be write pressy in third person, indirect speech and in a past tense. Write pressy in third person, indirect speech and in past tense. Give the regard to punctuation and other grammatical and idiomatic rules. Give suitable title through not asked. Try to write in a single paragraph, although it is not a rule. Pressy in itself should be complete and informative as the original piece of composition. A number of short exercises are given below for the practice of the LLB students appearing in the proficiency test. The repeated practice of the exercise will be very helpful in solving the pressy in the examination. Exercise 1 solved. In any country, the judiciary plays the important role of interpreting and applying the law and adjudicating upon a controversies between one citizen and another and between a citizen and the state. In a country with a written constitution, courts have the additional function of safeguarding the supremacy of the Constitution by interpreting and applying to provisions and keeping all authorities within the constitutional framework. An arbiter is therefore required to scrutinize law to see whether they fall within the allotted legislative or of the area of the enacting legislature, and this function is usually left to the judiciary. In addition to the above, the judiciary also have the significant function for enforcing the fundamental rights of the people granted to them by the Constitution. India has a unified judicial system with the Supreme Court standing at the apex and the High Court below it. Supreme Court thus enjoys the topmost position in the judicial hierarchy of the country. It is the supreme interpreter of the Constitution and the guardian of the people's fundamental rights. It is the ultimate court of appeal in all civil and criminal matters and the final interpreter of the law of the land, and thus helps in maintaining an uniformity of law throughout the country. This précis is in 210 words. कितना है? यह है आपका 210 शब्दों का। अब इसको प्रेसी में बनाएंगे। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड जुडिशरी, judiciary plays important role of application and interpretation of law among citizens and the state. In countries having a written constitution, courts safeguard its supremacy, regulate powers allotted to legislature. In India, courts also enforce the fundamental rights of people. Supreme Court is at the apex of the High Court below it. It is the supreme interpreter and the guardian of the citizens' rights in all the matters of civil and criminal nature, thus maintain uniform law through the country. Number of words. देखिए, आपको बताएंगे प्रेसी। मैंने बता दिया है, उसके जो लेक्चर हो गया उसी को थोड़ा सा कंक्लूड कर रहा हूँ। प्रेसी बताऊँगा, तो प्रेसी के बारे में ये जान लीजिए कि जो भी प्रेसी लिखने को आएगी उसका 1/3 पार्ट ही आपको प्रेसी रूप में छोटा करना है। कितना? 1/3। अब जैसे एज फॉर एग्जाम्पल 210 शब्दों का वर्ड्स है 210 शब्दों का वर्ड्स है, प्रेसी है, जो एग्जाम में आई है, उसे कितने शब्दों में करना है? 77। कितने वर्ड्स में? 77 वर्ड्स में उसको बनाना है। कितना? तो 210 का 77 कितना होगा? बताइए। 1/3 है। अब जैसे 210 वर्ड की प्रेसी आती है तो 77 बनाना है। उसी तरह अगर 340 वर्ड की आती है इसका 1/3 कितना होगा? ये समझ में आ गया? अब तो आपको एक तरीका पता चल गया ना कैसे किसी को लिखना है, शॉर्ट करना है। लिखना कैसे अभी मैं बताने जा रहा हूँ। मैंने अभी शॉर्ट करने को बताया। जितने शब्दों में रहेगा उतने शब्दों को 1/3 में आपको उसको रिप्लेस करना है। लेकिन प्रेसी की जो मीनिंग होगी, जो प्रेसी जो 310 शब्दों की है, उसकी मीनिंग जो आ रही है वह 119 में मीनिंग आनी चाहिए, शॉर्ट फॉर्म में मीनिंग आएगी। अंग्रेजी जो लेंदी में है वो शॉर्ट में हो जाएगा, लेकिन अर्थ वही निकलेगा। अंडरस्टैंड? समझ में आ गया? अब देखिए, लिखिए, द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ लीगल हिस्ट्री कंप्राइज द ग्रोथ, एवोल्यूशन एंड डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द लीगल सिस्टम ऑफ द कंट्री। हम अभी बोल रहे हैं, आप सुनिए ध्यान से पहले। द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ द लीगल हिस्ट्री कंप्राइज द ग्रोथ, एवोल्यूशन एंड डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द legal system of the country. It set forth of the historical process where a legal system has come to be what it is over time. In the field of human institutions, the roots of the present lie deeply buried in the past. The same is true of law and legal institution of the country. The legal system of a country of a given time is not to the creation of one man or one day. It represents the cumulative fruit of the endeavor, experience, thoughtfully planning and patience labor of the large number of people through generation. To comprehend, understand and appreciate the present legal system adequately, it is necessary therefore to acquire a background knowledge of the course of its growth and development. To explain why it is so, one has to penetrate deep into the past and the cognizance of the factors, stresses and strains which have influenced, molded and shaped and course of legal development. To understand how it is so, one must appreciate the difficulties and the problems and the pitfalls which the administration had to face in the past and the manner in which they sought to be dealt with them. If attention were to be confined exclusively to an account of the law as it is, one's understanding of it is bound to be deficient. It is possible to appreciate it is in present ordering without some familiarity with its past. One would have a distorted picture of the nature of the modern law of one were to be deceived into taking stand that it began only today or at the earliest day before yesterday. The truth is that the traditions of the past have undermade modern legal system what it is and still live on in it. Without a proper historical background, it may be difficult to appreciate as to why a particular feature of the system as it is. The historical perspective throws light on the economic anomalies that have existed and still exist where there is in the system. ये कितने शब्दों के जानती हैं? ये है कम से कम 500 शब्दों का है ना, जो पढ़ने में लगा। अब देखिए, इतना बड़ा है। ठीक, ये 500 शब्दों में है। इसको कितने में बनाएंगे? 1/3 है 100 1/3 120। तो ये प्रेसी आपकी इतनी बड़ी अगर है पूरी, ठीक, मैं एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ, पूरी यहाँ शुरू है, यहाँ एंड है, ठीक, 500 वर्ड्स में है, 166। चलो ठीक, 166 कर देते हैं, एवरेज माना। इतना बड़ा प्रेसी पूरी है। जब ये प्रेसी हाफ में होगी, तो हाफ में जब ले जाएंगे आप 1/3 में 166 में, तो ये इतने में आएगी। कितने में आएगी? इतने में, इतने शब्दों में लिखना है। अब इतने गैप में कितना शब्द आएगा? प्रेसी का मीनिंग आ जाए, इंटेंशन आ जाए, ऑब्जेक्ट आ जाए। क्या लिखिए? इंटेंशन, मीनिंग, आशय, अर्थ, उद्देश्य, टाइटल। बस समझ में आ रहा है ना? इंटेंशन, मीनिंग, सब्जेक्ट, टाइटल, सब आ गया। 500 शब्द को इतने में समेट देना है कि क्या कह रहा है, क्या अर्थ है, क्या उद्देश्य है, क्या टाइटल है, तो आ जाएगा ना। तो एक काम करिएगा, कोई किताब है नहीं, है नहीं ना? तो जैसे अब एक ऐसी एक्सप्रेसिव में लिखता हूँ, उसको मैं शॉर्ट करता हूँ, वो देखिए कितना मिनट? 16 हो गया, 4 मिनट है। चौक लाओ। समझ में रहा है वर्ड्स? जी सर। लिखते जाइए। आते लिख लीजिए, तो कोई दिक्कत हो बताइएगा। इंडिया इज ए गुड कंट्री ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। ठीक? हाँ,
सर यहाँ पे क्या लिखे हैं? या डिफरेंट के नीचे ऊपर? यस।
लैंग्वेज, लैंग्वेजेस,
सिंगुलर के आगे क्या है सर?
स्टेट, फुल स्टॉप। Be faith in God and understand the law and morals। हो गया? हो बताइएगा। अब इसको अपने कॉपी में रखिएगा, फिर बताएंगे किसको शॉर्ट करेंगे। बोलो।
सर वहाँ 395 आर्टिकल्स रहेंगे ना, अब 96 क्यों लिखे हैं?
सॉरी ओ चलो। हो गया?
वो कैसे नीचे का बोल रहे अंडर दी, इसके आगे एकदम नीचे लास्ट लाइन,
अंडर दी,
ये आगे गया।
अंडर दी लॉ। बंद कर दो।